brain-computer interfaces already exist, but still there are lots of misunderstanding and confusion regarding their actual applicability and potential. So with this short video, I decided to a little bit clear things up. The concept of combining human brain and technology has constantly stimulated people's interest. Brain-computer interfaces promise to open the pathway for repairing and probably enhancing human brain physical and mental capabilities.
Oh, this is brilliant. I'm so clever already, and now I'm a million times more clever. And what a brain, not a human brain.
Started. In 1924, German psychiatrist Hans Berger became the first person to record electroencephalogram (EEG). He had absolutely knew about mechanics or electricity, but he was fascinated by the idea of finding correlation between objective brain activity and subjective psychic phenomena. Electroencephalogram (EEG) helped to discover that depending on what task a particular person is performing, the frequency of electrical activity in the brain is different. When a person is in a restful state, the brain shows alpha brainwaves. When the person is trying to perform a specific task, it's a beta brainwaves. When a person is trying to focus or concentrate, it's a gamma brainwaves. When a person is trying to meditate, it's actually theta brainwaves. And finally, when a person is asleep, it's a delta brainwaves. 50 years ago, UCLA professor in 1973, Jackie Swidell, he came up with the idea, with the term brain-computer interfaces. He published the first article that where he actually establishing this term. The study of brain-computer interfaces in the last 50 years has undergone intense development and has grown in a rich and diverse field.
You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their
There are
subconscious.
two different types of brain-computer interfaces, invasive and non-invasive. And there are two different types of applications. First one, most common one, is actually monitoring. So scientists and doctors, for the most part, they use brain-computer interfaces to monitor to see the changes of efficiency of specific medication or specific therapy. Second, less common one, and very narrow, and second application very, very depends on a lot of factors, have a lot of challenges, and this application is targeted to specific action, to text generation, to speech generation, to a controlling of artificial lamp, or controlling a specific action on the computer. Just to be sure that we're on the same page, when we're trying to connect a brain to electron device, we're trying to connect neuron, which is 0.1 millimeters in size. That's really big body cell, which has more than 1,000 synapses involved. And we're trying to connect this giant elephant to something really, really small. So electron devices can be, and electrodes can be any size, including, nano size, nanotubes, microchips. We're talking about nanometers. And the type of the connection those devices is able to perform is very, very, very limited.
This will feel a little weird.
The quality of electrical activity that brain-computer interface is able to gather is very depends how they actually connect to the brain. Of course, the best connection can be reached only via direct connection to neurons. But the problem here is your body, your brain will develop immediately a scar, and scar will prevent from to signal to go through. If we're talking about the actual applicability of invasive brain-computer interfaces for a healthy person, those devices will cause more harm than do any good. But for people like handicapped people or significant disabilities, it can be a game changer, and those devices definitely can improve significantly the quality of life, even for a short period of time, even with significant challenges. Non-invasive brain-computer interfaces actually developed a lot, and you can find different type of them, from bands, caps, helmets, headsets, to actually cat's ear. Nowadays, you can find dry electrodes that conduct electricity pretty well. But still, the quality of the signal will depends a lot on how much hair the person had, how clean the skin is, and how actually the person wears it. Because uh, because all of it will impact a lot the quality of the signal this device is able to gather. Nowadays, you can find all sorts of potential applicability of brain-computer interfaces in our everyday activities, starting from mental health management to gaming to muscles recovery and
Very, very powerful. Oh my gosh.
will actually try to find the actual clinical studies regarding the efficiency of those devices. You will not find that many. And the clinical studies that's currently officially published is actually dedicated to usage of those brain-computer interfaces only for monitoring purposes, for evaluating the efficiency of specific medication or therapy. Muse, they claim their devices can be used for brain training purposes, for managing ADHD symptoms, and for meditation. But if you will take a look at their articles, you will not find that many actual high quality completed clinical studies. And one of them, they show that the efficiency, their devices demonstrate efficiency after 8 weeks of intensive training, 20 minutes a day. Well, from my perspective, it's not actually solid data, because even if you will perform very simple exercise, you will see a significant improvement in 8.
But the Muse system is mobile, so you can take it into different environments and measure cognitive fatigue on things like what he did with the NASA project, where they had the Mars Habitat project in Hawaii, and they could measure the cognitive fatigue of the people taking part in that study, which was really
You
exciting.
can't doubt the fact that those type of devices and those companies, they actually significantly improve accessibility of treatments for different type of group of population. Phases actually demonstrate really good efficiency in terms of recovering and dealing with motoric activities of a human being. But unfortunately, on this stage of development, we cannot say, we cannot claim, and cannot discuss even the idea that those devices somehow able to read our thoughts. I hope that you find this information helpful.